Alright filmmakers, Christian Schuh here, and let's dive right in because, you know, time is money. We all dream of building a filmmaking career which is super fulfilling and sustainable and lets us create work we are truly proud of. But the road of success isn't always smooth, right? And today I'm gonna share some real-world mistakes I've made. Those kind of mistakes that can seriously end your progress or maybe even end your career. And by learning from my mistakes, you don't have to do them again and just focus on building your own career. Mistake number one, the assumption trap. We've all been there. I've thought I exactly know what my client wants. I mean, of course, the obvious and basic stuff was very clear, but the details, maybe not so much. And instead of clarifying it, I've skipped this kind of crucial step of clear communication. I've just skipped it and I've assumed this and thought that will be fine at the end. And at the end, it led to some disappointments. My client wasn't happy, and after all, I've had a lot more work to do than what I would have needed to do and what would have been necessary if I've just talked with my client. So, long story short, assumptions lead to disappointments. Here's the golden rule: who asks leads. Don't be afraid to have an open conversation with your clients. Ask questions, clarify the expectations, make sure everyone's on the same page from the get-go. And with this, you avoid a lot of misunderstanding and you can just deliver the best you can do. Mistakes number two, the contract catastrophe. And maybe I can hear this kind of, I want to be creative, I have to film my next milestone on the way to the Filmmakers Olymp. No time for papers. You better squeeze in some time, otherwise you'll be like really squeezed out like a lemon. Trust me, a signed agreement is your best friend. You don't start a project without a written and agreed upon offer, contract or agreement. I've experienced myself that I was my client's best friend until I delivered my work. Text messages and emails that my client was used to answer me within minutes or hours, and I was also used to that I will get an answer directly. They weren't answered for days, and suddenly the money we agreed on, the payment we agreed on, it was becoming negotiable again from the client side. And some humans are like that, and especially with new clients, people or companies, you're working for the first time in your life, you need to make sure to have this basic layer of protection, this contract. It will protect both of you and your client. It outlines the scope of work, the deliverables, the payment terms, and a solid contract avoids misunderstanding and ensures that you are getting paid for the fantastic work you deliver. Okay, mistake number three, the pre-production panic. Raise your hand if you've ever arrived on a set missing a crucial cable or a dead battery. Yeah, been there, done that. Okay, let me tell you some story. I had to film an event at London, and I'm always using these kinds of V-mount batteries. You know, very handy. You just clip into your system and it's working. And flying to London means a smaller setup for me and a gimbal. I didn't bring in my big tripod. So I took my Sony camera and one of these cables that replaces the real battery with a dummy battery. Here, this one is a P-tab, just plug it into your V-mount and done. But this cable, it wasn't working. So I've realized that in the late evening on the day before shooting, when preparing for it, building up everything, trying everything. Luckily, the event started after lunch, but unfortunately, it was a Saturday. And even though, London is London, but I couldn't get this replacement. I couldn't get this kind of cable on a Saturday morning. It was no problem to order it online and ship it until Monday, but I needed it on this Saturday. So, and of course, I also didn't bring any spare batteries or any other option. So I ended up buying for a lot of money Sony batteries that I needed and a charger. Okay, lesson learned. And here's the thing. Meticulous pre-production is key. You have to double check your batteries, your memory cards, your cables. Nowadays I always bring a second cable like this because I might need it. I don't know if the first cable will survive or not. You need to go through this checklist in your head. It will save you time and really a lot of stress and struggle later. Okay, mistake number 4. I call it the audio abyss, because this one really hurts. Imagine you've got the perfect shot, focus, lighting is on point, and then you listen to your footage and you hear nothing, or cracks or crisps or a high frequency that sounds like a tinnitus. It turns out your audio fully crapped out, and I can really tell you, don't let this happen to you. Always check your audio. A quick sound test before rolling can prevent a major disaster later, and it must be done anyway to level your gain. But more than this, you have to monitor your audio at any time. It happened too often to me that the person in front of the camera was talking more quietly or more loud later than during the sound check before. So remember, you might be able to fix a bad shot, but bad audio, I experienced by myself. I needed to do the whole shot again. And bad audio is not easy to fix. Mistake number 5. A client trusts you to deliver your best work, right? And you trust your client in paying you on time, right? Don't ever take that lightly. Never settle for doing the bare minimum when it comes to filmmaking. This industry thrives on quality and reliability. If you can't consistently deliver stellar work and keep your promise, you might be better suited to a different path. Because pretty honestly, the filmmaking industry has amazing talents in it. And when it comes to keeping your promise, even though your client might not think and act the same way like you, and maybe doesn't keep his promise, okay. Maybe he's not your client then anymore after this project. Maybe this is it with him. But you have to make sure that you stick to your word. As at the end of the day, it's you who needs to look into the mirror, and you need to make sure that this is always easy for you. Look, filmmakers, we've all made mistakes. We've all been there. But by learning from those mistakes, we can build successful careers, both profitable and creatively fulfilling. And remember, communication is key, preparation is king, and you always have to strive for excellence. You always need to go this extra mile, really. And now, get out there and create something amazing. Comment down and let me know if you can relate with any one of my mistakes that I've made in my career. Let's build up this filmmaking community together, one frame at a time. Until next time, and keep it rolling.